I mean, I was pretty excited. I think our group was too. There's just a energy, just a buzz. Obviously, last weekend was a little letdown, not being able to play. And they're a top team, right? So you got to be amped up, got to be ready to play because you know you're going into a battle.
Talk about the first period. Things are kind of sloppy early on. What did it take to kind of get you guys going? Because it took about 5-6 minutes for you guys to start really putting pressure on.
Yeah, I think that was, maybe somewhat off of just not playing last weekend. Just a little sloppiness with puck touches, and could have been said for Mankato too. They had last weekend off or didn't play last weekend, and so might have been a little bit of a feeling out period there for the first couple minutes. But I think, our first period is very solid as it kind of wrapped up there, and then I think we got sloppier as the game went on.
And yet, Logan gets a goal there to get you started, and you get a little bit of a good feeling moving offensively. Talk about how important it was to have Logan pick up that goal and get you guys on the board.
Oh, it was huge. Just a confidence boost and energy on the bench, and we're going up against a top team. There's some intimidation there or whatever, and so for us, kind of putting the pressure on them rather than vice versa and getting out to a good start. I mean, we haven't had that really yet this season, and so getting that first one was big for us for momentum-wise.
The first power play, you guys didn't seem to get a whole lot going. The second one seemed like things were moving better. And then finally on the third one, you and Rocky clicked on a play. Talked about the power play as it's a work in progress at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's early in the season. We're trying to find pieces, trying to find, different combinations that work. Blisser kind of going out of the game had us shuffling a little bit for power play because he's a huge component to our special teams and, just regular 5-on-5. But so we, after the first there, we kind of shuffled some things around, and coach worked with us, and we were able to find a combination that worked.
You and Rocky are starting to play quite a bit together. What do you like about what he does that gives you the freedom to do what you want to do?
It's just a simplicity, and we're getting comfortable with each other. We hadn't really played much together last year, and so, it's all right, where can I pick and choose my spots? Where do I, back him up, be available for him so that we can work together as a tandem. And I think that's a big part of all D combinations is just working together as a pair because that's the way you're going to be more effective.
Talk about your goal. What did you see leading into that play? And as soon as Rocky gets it and you get open and he gets it to you, what did you see there?
I just saw their forwards kind of two guys pressuring high, one on Logs and then one on Rocky. And I didn't figure a D was going to kind of come out in front of me, at least where I was at. I was kind of at the top of the circles there. And so, we had kind of worked through that, and coach wanted me to be a shooter there. And so I wound up and shot. I'm not going to say I aimed it there, but it went there.
Fair enough. The second half, the second period, and the third period, they put a lot of pressure on, and they're going to. They're a top team. That's what they're going to do. How important was it to bend but not break throughout the second and third period?
Oh, it was huge. We talked about that a lot on the bench there because, some of our D got hung out to dry on shifts. I know I did personally. And, it's just game management of, all right, don't get caught overextending yourself and, get back to our base and then work out from there. Protect the house and try and manage a 200-foot game as much as we can and utilize our conditioning and also just the simplicity of our systems to be effective.
Blake, only playing a couple games last year. How nice was it to see him fight so hard behind you guys?
That was impressive. I'm going to be straight out like that. He bailed us out big time, and all kudos to him. He was phenomenal.
You guys give up the goal. It's easy to back up at that point and go, oh no, here we go. Instead, you keep pushing the pressure on, you pull a penalty, and you end up getting the empty net goal. Talk about finishing strong and how important that is going into tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that was huge. There wasn't a letdown, and I don't even know if they got it into their zone, or they might have gotten into our zone there and then drew the penalty. But just keeping the pressure on them and not allowing them to utilize their skill or break us down was big. And I think a lot of our older veteran guys kind of led the charge there, and also on the bench saying, let's finish. We had a minute 20 or so left to go, and just got to finish strong. And Brian was able to tuck that one in the net.
With you and Brian both scoring, that's 2 juniors getting on the board, and the juniors are such a huge part of this group this year, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. But it's not just us. It's juniors, seniors, kind of leading the charge. Justin Miziak plays a huge game. Grayson Reitmeyer was fantastic for us. And even Sinclair the past weekend maybe didn't get the net tonight, but that class has been so big for us. And our juniors, we've stuck together, we've trained hard, and it's paying off both last year and this year.